Hey guys, welcome back to Old Frederick Farm Homestead. So 2 days ago, our hen that's been sitting on eggs had one little chick hatch. We let her sit on 8 eggs and only one hatched. The other 7 didn't. Not sure what happened. Maybe they wasn't fertile eggs. We only have the one rooster right now that is of age to make the eggs fertile. So just the one hatched. And it was doing fine. It was in the little nesting box overnight that night with the mother. The next morning we put the mother and the baby on the floor of the hen house. We wanted the mother to get out the hen little nest box. And they were doing fine, and she snuggled up with it that night into a corner. And just getting back home this evening and looking for it, and we don't see it. So we're gonna go look again. I don't see mother either. But anyway, this is the little nested box on the end where she was with the baby. Last night, she was under here in this corner with her baby. And we had put some food, a little chicken scratch, and we put, I don't see them anywhere, some water. Which they wouldn't be up high. We had put some water in here, but they are nowhere to be found. So we want to find her and make sure everything's okay. We're gonna go look outside in the chicken coop and see maybe if they're out there. So maybe we can find her. We'll see. I don't see her at all, just standing here. Let's go inside the in the coop and see if we can find her. Such a small little thing. Hello, chicken. I don't see her anywhere. I don't even see Mom. We have not looked outside yet, out back. These little chicks are okay. Where could she be? Where is she? Oh, wait, here we go, here we go. There she is. There's Mama. Hey, Mama. Where's baby at? Oh, there he is. There's a little baby. Yep. She looks okay. I think Mama hen might be trying to keep the others away. Let me go get some water for them and a little bit of feed. Be right back. Let's see. Let her be. Go on. Let's get these other ones fed and out the way a little bit. There we go. Little chick looks good, looks healthy. I'll try to get these other ones out of here. So I just gave them a little water and some little chick scratch. And we'll see how that goes. And I'm sure it'll be okay. She's watching over pretty good. And they've got some water right there and some scratch to eat on. The little guys will be okay, I think. Just kind of wanted to monitor a little bit, you know. And I'm not going to put it back in the hen house. We're going to let them be. See how things go. They might bed down right here for the night in this little corner area. Pretty little chick. And it's eating, so that's a good sign. I mean, 2 days old. So I'm glad he's doing okay. And Mama Hen's doing good. Well, we're going to let him be. And let her take care of her little chick. And all these other curious little birds and turkeys right here. We're looking and to see what was going on over there. So Mama Hen's good. The little chick looks like she's gonna be okay. And everybody seems fine out here. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about chickens. And we get asked often with people we know, you know, are they hard to take care of? Are they expensive to take care of? We'd like to have chickens, but we live in the city or the suburbs, and we live in a neighborhood, and we don't think we could have that in the neighborhood. So I just wanted to help maybe answer a couple of questions and, you know, tell you some of the things we do with our chickens. And as far as upkeep, of course you have to feed, you have to give water, and clean. You got to clean up after them a little bit. A chicken can be a messy bird if you let it get out of hand. Fresh water every day if you want your chicken to be healthy. Good fresh, you know, quality food. Either feed, scratch, or we also give table scraps, which is a good way to repurpose food. Instead of throwing it in the trash, we'll let it. We'll cut it up or just put it out there for the chickens to have, and they love it. Fruit, vegetable scraps, rice, you know, maybe some pasta, so forth. They love that. Plus we give them the scratch. We give them a 7-way scratch, which is 7 different grains: corn, wheat, oats, millet, some other things in there. They have different scratches you can buy. You can buy like a 3 or a 5-way, all the way up to maybe a 13-way scratch. That would mean 13 different seeds and so forth inside the scratch mix. We went with higher scratch mixes before, and we found the chickens just kind of picked through some of it and didn't eat some of it. So we're spending a few extra dollars for a larger blend of scratch, when the 7-way we found to work really good for us. And they eat 95% of it. They still scratch through it a little bit and not eat all of it, but it's feasible for us to keep them on that. Again, we like our Ware Milling products. It's made here in Houston, Mississippi. Ware Milling. They just got very good feeds. We trust their feeds to all of our animals. Haven't had any issues. Always had great success. I am not getting paid by Ware Milling to say that. I'm just letting you know that Ware Milling is a very, very good product, and I think you'll get that from everybody that uses it. Not just myself, but big thumbs up to Ware Milling for doing what they do. Their quality, their packaging, everything is very good. Haven't had any issues whatsoever. Expense of chickens. Well, you're going to have a few dollars, whatever it may cost to purchase a chicken, but you have to build a little cage or buy a cage. You don't have to build anything. You can buy stuff now online at feed stores, big box feed stores, whatever. Just a little cage for them to live in, have some shelter, keep their food and feed in. If you have a small area, backyard, and you can't have a big cage, you don't need a big cage for chickens. You can have smaller cages, just enough for them to walk around comfortably. And if you keep them in a cage, the feed's going to go a little quicker, and the water is going to get dirtier quicker. I like the option of having what's called a chicken tractor, which is a cage with 4 sides, a roof, a little hen house inside maybe. They'll go up a little ladder and get it into a little house for shelter. But the excuse me, it's very hot out here. The the bottom is empty, just grass. You put it on, you put it out in your field, on the yard. It's got 2 wheels on the back, a little handles maybe in the front part of it, where you can move it around very easily without taking the chickens out of the tractor, and that works wonderful. You can look those up online, little chicken tractors, and that way the chickens can be in one area 1 or 2 days. You can move them around a few feet over and have all new fresh grass and different bugs for them to eat when they're foraging. Insects and bugs and all very healthy for chickens to eat. Gives them very needed protein and other minerals that very, very healthy for them, healthy for their egg production and for their health. So not a lot involved. You don't have to have big and the best and all this, expensive cages and all this stuff. If that's what you want, you go for it, but you don't have to have that. You can makeshift do, and as long as they're safe, you want to keep them protected from varmints, dogs, cats, whatever, So you got to have a good hard wire, not chicken wire. I do not recommend chicken wire, the big, square mesh, whatever. That stuff's no good. It's going to rust. You can, if you want to, you can probably pull it apart with your hands. I mean, it's just not strong. A raccoon will get through it if need be. A dog could get through it. They have hardware mesh. This actually, I'm going to show you here, is what's called hardware cloth or hardware mesh, if you can see it. Little 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. It's pretty durable stuff for building cages. I recommend that for sure. On my big enclosure, we went with a welded wire. This is the hardware mesh right here. And you can buy that by the roll. I think some places will even cut it out for you if you tell them your dimensions and cut it out for you what you want. This here is welded wire on our big enclosure. This is much more heavy duty. This doesn't flex. I mean, this is all welded seams, 1/2 inch by 1 inch. This comes in rolls. It's not cheap, but it will last a very long time. It is a galvanized product, I believe, and very, very strong. Once it's stapled onto the wood, it's not going anywhere. There's nothing coming through that. And you can always double, like you see here on our 4x4s. We put the wire in and then came on the outside of that with a 2x4. Besides stapling it to the 4x4, it's sandwiched in between the 2x4, and really going nowhere. Very heavy duty. Do you need that? No, you don't have to have that. That's what we wanted. We wanted a big enclosure. We call it the chicken exhibit. It's big. It's varmint proof. It would take something maybe like a big bear trying to get through, or something else, which we don't have much of that around here. It's not a worry or concern of ours at all. My 2 big Anatolian shepherds or Kangals would take care of that problem in a New York second if need be. But getting back to what we were talking about cages and affordability, you can be very creative with cages as long as you keep the chicken dry. You don't want it to be out in the rain. You want to have a roof over its head. If you live in colder climates in the wintertime, you might need a heat lamp or a little heat source to keep them warm. Chickens, however, are very resilient. You're not just going to get one chicken. If you have a small cage, like the little condo here, I think is 6 foot by 2.5 foot, 6 foot long, 2.5 foot wide. Let me show you. 6 foot long, 2.5 foot wide, 2.5 to 3 foot high in this area of the cage, and then they go up a little ladder into another little area where there's a perch, 2 little perches, and on the back side, that little lean-to is 2 little nesting boxes that the back top opens up, and you can gather your eggs without having to reach around or go into this little door up here, or makes it very convenient. I think we bought this at, I don't know where, we bought this at a local feed store. It was about $400, maybe $500. So a little initial investment, but it's well made. It's going to last a long time. It's got a real roof on it. Of course, the chickens perch up there at night and mess all over it. We got to clean that every so often. But we keep our little chickens in here, let them grow out some until we can release them in the big flock with the bigger chickens. So something like this is ideal. So a chicken tractor would be very similar to this design. I built the legs and a little stand for it to stand on, so it wouldn't be sitting on the ground. I built that. But, you know, the chicken tractor is going to have wheels on one of the corners. Maybe your wheels are right here that roll. And you just kind of move it around where you want to, in your backyard, in your field, wherever you want to keep your chickens. So something to think about. That's the way I would go. The little chicken tractor cage, maybe something like this, if you're not wanting to build something. Or you can easily build something too, for a little cheaper, I'm sure. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to house chickens. So other questions were, my little turkey right here is trying to grab the camera. Oh, hey. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. Oh, we'll hold on to her a minute. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Can you have turkeys in a subdivision in a city? And the answer is yes. A lot of subdivisions, cities may have ordinances, covenants about having, you know, chickens, but they're probably talking about roosters. Roosters allowed, they crow. We have one of our roosters that faithfully, 3:30 in the morning, and he's wide open, crowing his butt off. Of course, we're in a rural area. We don't have neighbors close by, so it doesn't bother us at all. We like the sound. Our younger roosters are starting to crow. They're funny sounding. We'll get that on video soon. But yeah, so roosters allowed. You don't need a rooster to have your chickens, your hens. Your hens will still lay eggs. They just won't be fertile. So you cannot hatch them. But they'll still lay an egg. Once they mature, your hen's going to give you at least an egg a day. Well, an egg a day. Most varieties will. Some varieties produce more eggs than others, and you can do your homework, which varieties are better. I'll tell you some of the ones that we chose a little later. But, so yeah, you don't need roosters. You know, a little chicken, we call it the chicken condo, but the little house that we have to keep our babies in, you could easily have 4 hens in there comfortably. And gosh, especially if you're moving it around, if it's a little chicken tractor with the wheels, I mean, they're going to eat good in the grass. They're going to pick all the little bugs and eat the grass too. That's why you have to move it so it doesn't turn to mud. So yeah, it doesn't cost a lot to have chickens. Initial investment on the cage, maybe your waterer, your little feeders, a little bit of feed, and you're good to go. And what better eggs to have than fresh yard eggs? They just don't get any better. The eggs you're purchasing at supermarkets or your groceries. All right, I'm gonna let you go. Those chickens are given growth hormones and antibiotics, and the living conditions are horrible. They're stressed out. That is not eggs we want to eat anymore. We didn't know any better before we had chickens, and when we had chickens we realized, wow, what a difference. Our chickens are organic. You know, we give them a good feed. It's an organic feed. There's no chemicals and byproducts in there. It's what it is. It's the feed is the nutrients by way of milling, and our scraps that we give them are all good scraps. But you know, the difference in the eggs. The shells are going to be a little harder than you'll find at the supermarket. The yolks are much more yellowish, maybe even orange. Just a wonderful, beautiful looking egg, but the taste is so much better. You can taste the creaminess, the richness of the egg. You don't get that from supermarket eggs. And you know they're healthy. Eggs are actually very healthy to eat. We were told when we were kids by media, by this or that, articles, oh, eggs are bad for you, they're high in cholesterol and all of this. That's not true. And all that truth is coming out. They have cholesterol, but our body naturally produces cholesterol. So cholesterol is not that bad for you, especially from an egg. An egg is all protein, and some of the best source of protein there is. It's natural protein. So eggs are very healthy for you. We eat at least 3 a day, every day. Be it our chicken eggs, we have quail eggs, which are amazing tasting. We love them. I eat them raw all the time. 2 of those a day. Very healthy for you. And quail egg doesn't give you salmonella. It doesn't carry the salmonella. It won't contain salmonella. One of the few eggs that will not have salmonella. I don't care what you read on Google. Okay, if you read Google and you read some articles, oh, they will and all this. That's bull. It's not true. Don't believe everything you read. You can find truth if you dig a little bit. Not hard to find out these days with the technology we have to find truth. So eating eggs is an excellent source of protein. Very, very healthy for you. Has many healing benefits for the body. Lowers blood pressure. Actually lowers cholesterol. And many other beneficial health things for you. So not a big startup cost. You can get creative, build your own cage, which would be very cool. Give them shelter. Give them some warmth in the wintertime. Keep them out the rain. Clean water, good food, quality food, clean food dish, whatever. Or you can throw it on the ground and let them scratch at it. They love to do that. That's healthy for them. And that's about it. You can have them in suburbs, in the city. If you have hens, they're not going to make any noise. You don't hear any noise right now, and I've got about 30 of them in here. And mama hen's over there just kicked another hen's butt looking at her little baby, and so the other hen left. So yeah, so anyway, hens aren't noisy. The roosters are noisy. If you want to have fertile eggs, you're going to have to have a rooster, but you don't have to have a rooster to have eggs. Some of the more hardy species or varieties of chickens that give us really good egg count yearly, Rhode Island Reds. We like our Americanas, our Morans. We have our Sex Links, our cream leg bars give us those beautiful blue eggs. Gosh, we got so many, I don't even know. Little Sapphire Gems give us a good egg production. Different varieties are going to produce, of course, different colored eggs, which they all taste the same. Different colored eggs, but some chickens varieties will produce more eggs in a year than others. And we like the variety of chickens because we like the colored eggs. For us, grandkids, people like to buy colored eggs too. We sell our eggs. We sell them for $4 a dozen. We can't keep them in-house. If we sell them, we have to put them aside for us. We get about 2 dozen a day right now. These are some of the different colors that we get. We are missing a few. But we do get the blue eggs. The Americanas and the cream bars lay the blue eggs, and you almost get little pinkish eggs, purple almost, mauve color I guess you'd call it. We've got the terracotta, the dark chocolate brown, the olive eggers lay the green eggs. Dark brown are the Morans. These little girls over here have not started laying yet. These are our Cochin chickens, C-O-C-H-I-N. Beautiful, beautiful birds. But we have some other young little birds that hasn't really started yet. Like our little black majestic Morans. They should be laying soon though. So anyway, different varieties, different colored eggs, different egg production. But just a wonderful addition to your farm, your backyard. Nothing like fresh yard eggs. Turkeys, on the other hand, I don't recommend them bringing them to the house in your backyard. Maybe. I don't know if you have a big backyard. If you're not right next door to somebody else, I don't know. This is our first time having turkeys. Our little Narragansett turkeys. They have grown extremely big in a month and a week. They're as big as our hens. And they're beautiful bird when they grow out, when they're mature. This one's all stretched out. But anyway, I highly recommend chickens. Chickens were the first animal we brought to the farm, of course, besides our babies, our dogs. We purchased chickens, and we started raising and farming chickens. That was the first, and just have not regretted it at all. Definitely a plus, and not a very large investment by any means, but very rewarding to get the eggs, and the grandkids get a kick out of the colors, So highly recommend it. Go ahead and get you some chickens, get you set up, get you some chickens, and enjoy them. They're fun. They're great to just go look at, watch. They're funny. The way they move and walk, and just the noises they make, they're just a joy to watch and kind of hang out with. They're entertaining. And so yeah, get you some chickens. You won't regret it. Low investments. And I hope this was a little helpful for you. If you have any questions, message us and we can talk more about, leave it in comments, and we can talk more about helping you out or answering any questions or point you in the right direction maybe to get something or some chickens, whatever it may be. We do have some good connections for some wonderful chickens, some healthy chickens. One thing I don't suggest is purchasing chickens from a place like Tractor Supply, because I've heard horror stories. Our friends, family, horror stories. They don't know what they have to begin with, and so you buy these little chicks and you bring them home and they don't last. I mean, they might die the night you bought them, the day you bought them, the day after. Not healthy. I don't know how they receive their chicks, where they get their chicks from. There's been some controversy now with their feeds since last September, I believe, with their chicken feed, and chickens all of a sudden stopped laying eggs. We have people that we know personally that happened to. They got off of their feeds and went back to other feeds, and the chickens started laying again instantly, very quickly. So anyway, I'm not a supporter of buying baby chicks from Tractor Supply or any other big box feed store that they might have or have around you. Local feed store, mom and pop operations, most definitely. Because if they're not raising them themselves, they're buying them locally from a farmer or a breeder, somebody they trust because their name's on it, and their business has a reputation. They want a good business and they're going to sell a quality product. Local feed stores always want to do business with them and support them. They're very knowledgeable. They're going to be able to help you too and guide you as to maybe what to get, maybe what not to get, or give you some ideas also. You can always order online. Look for some reputable chicken farmers online. Do some reviews, look at their reviews, and and you can get quality birds like that also. They're going to ship to you. They'll mail them to you, and you pretty much got to go pick them up when the post office calls you to go get them that day. They're not going to hang on to them. But make arrangements, and that's a good way to get chicks too. That way you can find any variety you want, because it's going to come from wherever, and if you want a certain variety of chick that your feed store can't get for you, or you're looking on Marketplace, or you're looking on, some local sites, farming sites, chicken sites, whatever, and they don't have them, online's going to probably have them, a farm's going to have them, they can get them to you. A safe way to do that, as long as you get good reviews, you feel comfortable with it, I would do that in a New York second. We're trying to look for more Narragansett turkey chicks right now. Our local feed stores don't have them, aren't getting any more right now, so we're kind of looking around online too to see what we can find. Well guys, with all that, I hope that helped out a little bit. Again, if you have any questions, just leave some comments. If you have any comments for us about doing things differently or whatever, please leave your comments. We'd love to hear it, and we'd love to help you also in any way you can. It's a good way to start a little, to be self-sustainable when you're in a suburb, or if you don't have property, whatever. You don't need all that to have chickens to be self-sustainable. You need food. Well, you're going to have eggs. That's food. You're going to have chickens. If you want to get a rooster and have fertile eggs, you can hatch them out. Buy a little inexpensive incubator, and you can hatch them out, and you can have more chickens, and you can raise them to eat. Very simple. They're pretty hardy little birds, That and gardening, you can easily make little box gardens or small gardens in your yard area, whatever, and even indoors with grow lights, and have some food. It's good to be as self-sustainable as possible, and that's a good way to start for some protein is chickens, backyard chickens. And look at all the varieties online. They're wonderful. I'm going to show you some we have that we love. So a little barred rock, we call them. It's a little sapphire gem. It's a little Rhode Island red. A little beat up from one rooster that was kind of being rough with her, but a little feathers are growing back. It's a little Australorp right here, a little black one. And we have a little red sex link over here. And we have our Americana, the brown orangish color Americana. She's going to give us a beautiful blue egg with our little cream lay bar that gives us a beautiful blue egg. And we also have some barnyard mixes. that give us different colored eggs. This is a black copper Moran. That gives us a dark chocolate brown eggs. That's my favorite eggs just because of the color. I think they're so nice looking. We got somebody pecking on my foot. And that is the turkeys. And we are going to raise these little girls and guys out and incubate their eggs when we start getting eggs, and we'll add to our flock also with our turkeys, and we're trying to buy some too. But anyway, we also have our little Cochin hens. It gives us, I believe, a little tan egg. They're still young, so they're not laying yet. And this little hen over here is an olive egger / barnyard mix. They give us a olive colored egg, which is very beautiful. And there's our rooster that faithfully crows at 3:30 in the morning. He got out the enclosure, so we're waiting for the night to come, and he'll be easy to get and put back up. We don't want him running loose at nighttime. We like to keep our birds under lock at night just because predators roam at night. So anyway, that's some of the varieties we have. We have so many different varieties actually now. I don't remember all we have. But we're going to do one more little welfare check on Mama and her little baby. And look at that. Look how cute. And she is an Australorp little baby. Of course, all of our stuff is mixed because that's the Australorp, but the rooster's not. I don't think the rooster's a barnyard mix. And so anyway, we're not looking for purebred. We just love our chickens. We're not in the market to sell purebred anything. We're just enjoying raising them and eating the eggs. And look how beautiful. That's a little cream leg bar. Blue eggs. Sweet dispositions. Very nice hens. Friendly. A little barnyard mix, we call it right here. This little girl. Yeah. Chickens like to perch. They like to be up on something high too. Now if you got a smaller cage, don't worry about all that. Some of them are going to have perches built in on the inside. Some won't. It's not a big deal. As long as the chicken has fresh water, fresh food, a place to move around, and if you get a chicken tractor, I mean, they're going to be happy. You're going to be happy because you're not going to have a lot of mess to clean up underneath it. You can just move it around. It's not going to tear your yard all up. And they're very happy. That'd be a good way to go. Highly recommended. As a matter of fact, I think what we're wanting to do is buy some chicken tractors, or I might try to build them and put them out in our field. And we'll be raising birds for meat if we do that. We won't be hanging out with them. But we'll move them around daily or every other day, and yeah, and raise some birds for meat, and just not have them with this flock of birds here. And anyway, so I just got word my daughter has an egg she just hatched by itself. Mama chicken's not around, and it's coming through the egg now. I'm not there to video it, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to get her little baby chick this evening, if everything's healthy and successful in the hatch. And we're going to go ahead and bring it from Mama Hen over here with her little chick and see if she'll just take it on as hers. We're hoping she will. So we'll video that when we do that. This is my prettiest hen. That's our Cochin, and I believe it's called the blue Cochin. She's gorgeous. So pretty. The Cochins are beautiful. They've got feathers everywhere, all over their feet, their legs. They're just a little fluff ball. That's our little black majestic Moran. We got 3 little of them that are growing. Haven't started producing eggs yet, but that little baby right there is going to give us our dark chocolate eggs. So, all right, enough of me rambling on. Chickens, yes, get chickens. No, they're not expensive. No, they're not hard to keep. Yes, you're going to be happy with them. Enjoy them. Enjoy the eggs. If you have any questions, go ahead and contact me, message me. I'll help you out any way I can. And we're going to get that video with the new little chick. If we can get it over here, if everything's healthy this evening for it, we'll do that. So, it's hot. I'm going inside to get some iced tea. guys, look, thank you for joining us again at Old Frederick Farm Homestead. We really appreciate you. We're up to 430 subscribers in 2.5 months. Very humbling. Thank you. I've never done this before. I got a wild hair in my butt, and I decided I'm going to do a YouTube channel, and let's do it. And I'm really enjoying it. No, I don't know how to edit yet. I'm learning. If you look at the old videos, I've gotten a lot better, but I have a long way to go, and that's part of it. But just very humbling. We have that many subscribers in such a short amount of time. We thank you for that, and we plan on doing this a long time with our homestead, and learning and growing as we go along, and sharing it with you, and just appreciate you being with us. Any comments, we always appreciate your comments. We'll get back with you as soon as we can. That's one of the dogs destroying the doghouse. That's another video. But anyway, if you do like our videos, we always appreciate a thumbs up, a like. If you'd share our channel, subscribe, we very much appreciate it. It means a lot. With all that said, I want to say good night from Old Frederick Farm Homestead. Have a wonderful evening. Be blessed, and we'll see you back soon. Bye now.